Does anyone actually feel a difference with the bolter buffs? I'm not noticing any difference, and in a game where it takes 20 to 30 bolter shots to kill a majorist enemy, I guess I wouldn't expect 10 to 20% to feel different. However, I only have the bolter, stalker, and instigator leveled up. So, interested to hear if anyone else's experience have been different. Okay, I only used the heavy bolter, and I used it in Ruthless and Substantial, and it felt pretty, like, it felt decent in both. Basically, just because I could, focus targets that other, like, my teammates are shooting at and stuff like that. And the heavy bolter specifically has a really large magazine size, but it also chews up ammo. So I constantly had to keep going around and finding ammo and stuff. And obviously I was playing tactical. So even with the recon, I think the heavy bolter actually felt pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best tactical weapon for operations. No. I still think it's probably the best tactical weapon for PvP, for the most part. Even though, what Plasma was pretty good too, obviously. And the Melta. But the Melta's close range. Melta's definitely better in operations than the heavy bolter, just because of how strong its burst damage is. But still, I actually think the heavy bolter is pretty consistent damage. But yeah, I don't know if it's the weapon you would want to bring into lethal. I do look, I think the buffs did great to make the bolters decent in the higher difficulties, basically. But I don't know if it's gonna be great for lethal. I liked it. I liked the buffs. I thought the buffs maybe were just a little bit under what people are expecting. But at the same time, I think it would be kind of odd if the default weapons for some of these classes were their best weapons, That would be weird. But yeah, I like the buff. I'm not, super disappointed. I'm really happy with how they did the bolter buffs and how they didn't buff them for PvP, because in PvP, that would have been, oh man, time to kill would have been insane. But yeah, let's see other players' experience with the bolters buffs. Buffed bolters review. Oh wow, we have a review. Too long, didn't read, not enough. Overall summary, the bolter buff was done with the breakpoints in mind. Their overall DPS is higher, but in practice, many buffed weapons still feel anemic compared to others. The good. The already good weapons, stalker, bolt rifle, grenade launcher, heavy bolter, heavy bolter, instigator. Wait, or is that the heavy bolter? Like the heavies, like chain gun, whatever. Okay, the already good weapons, stalker. Oh my god, they call the stalker already good. Maybe for PvE? Maybe? I heard it has pretty good headshots for PvE, but it's still less than the sniper, right? Either way. The already good weapons, stalker, bolt rifle, grenade launcher, heavy bolter, instigator, marksman, carbine just got better. Although, with no significant change to breakpoints. I would say the standard non-grenade launcher variant of the bolt rifle represents the ideal point of balance for bolt guns. 25 rounds in the mag, medium fire rate, 11 to 12 headshots to kill range majorists, stable, accurate, and versatile for all enemies. The grenade launcher just an icing that ups it to crazy levels. The instigator, stalker, and marksman carbine are also very well balanced, not meta but viable and strong. Yeah, I don't know. I never really used the stalker in operations, to be honest. I just use it in PvP, and I don't know. The stalker in PvP feels very situational. Like you need to have like a certain range for it. But once you start hitting with it, it can definitely feel very strong. But yeah, you need to hit those headshots. The bad, auto bolt rifle, bolt carbine, heavy bolt rifle. Oh, there it is. That's the heavy bolt rifle. Oculus bolt carbine. The glaring issues with these three weapons is its 1.0 headshot multiplier, which makes it absolutely terrible at killing majorist enemies. You know what? That is a great point. That is a great point. A damage buff across the board doesn't fundamentally change the effectiveness of these weapons. By comparison, the basic bolt rifle and heavy bolt pistol have a 1.5 headshot multiplier. The basic bolt rifle and heavy bolt pistol. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the heavy bolt rifle needs the headshot multiplier, considering that it has like a giant mag size and it's kind of like, it's kind of like a spread shot. But I mean, that would help. That would definitely help. Sheesh, man, that's a good point. Suggestion: each weapon needs to lean into a specific playstyle. Think of the classic SMG to AR spectrum in most games. I mean, they kind of already do that, though. The Bolt Carbine leans most into the SMG spectrum. It needs to be a fast reload, super high close range DPS ammo spitting machine. It should shred majors up to close, regardless of headshots, but have limited utility at mid-range or long with damage drop off or spread. The Oculus Bolt Carbine would be next in the spectrum, etc. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I do think they feel unique, though. I don't think balancing needs to make them feel any more unique. I feel like they already feel kind of unique. That way, the Bolter SMG to AR spectrum should be BC over OBR over ABR over bolt rifle over heavy bolt rifle. What? Why should it be that? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't understand what their point is there. But what they're detailing out makes a lot of sense. The HBR, as it stands, is an affront to both its lore and gameplay. As a unique weapon of tactical, it should simply be the best bolter behind the heavy bolter. Oh, as in the heavy bolt rifle. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, it's a heavy bolt rifle. It should have a better headshot multiplier than one. But I gotta say, I really like the bullet storm on it. I don't know. So any sort of buff on it was fine with me. I'm satisfied with the buffs, but I can see now, with what this person's outlining, that there are definitely some certain adjustments they can make, like small adjustments. Whereas if it's just like reload speed or a 20% headshot multiplier or something, like something small, you know what I mean? The adjustment is simple, in my opinion. Make it have the same damage profile as the bolt rifle, upping its headshot multiplier. Yeah, look, they're already suggesting up the headshot multiplier of the heavy bolt rifle. That makes sense. While keeping everything else the same, and it would absolutely shred, the heavy bolt rifle should be a strong alternative to a bolt rifle with grenade launcher. Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if the heavy bolt rifle needs to be the strongest weapon for a tactical, but I'll tell you what, I love that weapon, so I'd take it. I would absolutely take it. It's a very fun weapon. I don't know, it just feels good. It feels heavy, but it also feels impactful. And then it also feels like kind of fast because of the giant mag size. It just doesn't feel like you're reloading, so I don't know. Bolt Sniper. No noticeable breakpoint changes. A shame. Las Fuzzle. I don't know how to pronounce that. Las Fuzzle. Outclasses it still by a lot in both horde clear and majors killing. Well, yeah, nah. The LF is insane in operations. Just boom, headshot, dead. Fuzzle has a 2.5 headshot, whereas Bolt Sniper has a 2.0 headshot multiplier. The Bolt Sniper honestly needs the same exact breakpoint as the Fuzzle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The ideal choice should be the LF with higher penetration, horde clear, but required charge time and less ammo, or Bolt Sniper with snappier shooting, but lower pen and horde clear. Okay, look, the Bolt Sniper. The Bolt Sniper's headshot multiplier should be a little bit lower than the LF. Because the LF you have to charge, so that makes sense. Snap your shooting. I'm not too sure what you mean about that, but at the same time, like the Bolt Sniper does feel a little clunky, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's in a pretty good spot for PvP and operations. It feels like you should just be using the LF. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I haven't used a Bolt Sniper in a long time. Maybe I should, but yeah, I remember using it. It just feels a little clunky sometimes. It's weird. I don't know. Either way, these were some really, really good notes. Bolter buffs hit no breakpoints. Now, as promised, I've reversed the negative review. Yay, and I'm enjoying lethal difficulty now. Okay, we found a negative reviewer. Okay. But having tried the bolters out, these buff feels meaningless. Yeah, I'm not surprised you think that negative. I love the other guy's review. He's like, oh, bolt rifles have, like, you know, they're a little bit better now, but there's certain unique things about them that, you know, can feel a lot better. You can buff their headshot multipliers or give them, like, quicker reload. This guy's like, these buffs are meaningless. Like, dude, God, like, just describe it in a way that doesn't make you look too sad. You know what I mean? These buffs feel meaningless. It's like, bro, no. They clearly took a step up. I can actually bring out the heavy bolt rifle and Ruthless now on an under-leveled heavy bolt rifle, by the way. Now, does that make it the best weapon? No, it doesn't. But with good targeting and persistent fire, you can definitely make it work. Meaningless, bro. Just say you need weapons to carry you right now. Just say it. So 10%, 20% damage increases sounds big, but in actual terms, due to how percentages work, that's like going from 1.5 to 1.8 damage per shot. Yeah, no, he's right about that. That hits no breakpoints, and the effective time to kill is borderline the exact same. Okay, it's not borderline the exact same. Oh my god. This dude, he's like, he gets a buff, and he's like, that's it? It's like, provide some notes, man. Look, I've seen multiple people with this opinion that the buffs were not enough. I just think this guy's a little bit too negative about it. Like, I don't know. It kind of feels like he wants the bolters to be the best weapon in the game. Maybe like 1 or 2 shots less to send a Matrix into the red. Yeah, I mean, that's enough. 1 or 2. It's definitely more like 2 or 3 shots less. That doesn't exactly do anything. It does, actually. It does. You just said it. Like, dude, see, this is the type of person who leaves the negative reviews, man. Like, holy cow, man. It's borderline a nothing buff because of how negligible it is. For certain, it's still nowhere remotely competitive with stuff like the Melta or LFA, another LF mentioned, or grenade launcher with the side bolter. Okay. I don't think there's a single person who wanted bolters to be stronger than Meltas, man. Are you crazy? Holy cow. That is insane. Look, if the bolters get another buff, you're not gonna be satisfied with it. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't like the way this guy framed it. It got a lot of upvotes, but the way he's just way too negative, and it just comes off with the way he said he reversed the negative review. Like, dude, this dude seems way too critical. This is the type of guy that no matter how good this buff is, you're not gonna make him happy. If the buff was too strong, he's making a post talking about how Saber and like the dev team don't know how to make proper buffs. Like, he would find a way to make a negative post about anything. So players like this, you don't really want to listen to that much. Even though they share the same sentiment with other players are actually providing solutions. This guy's just trying to talk crap. Yeah, dude, let's buff up the heavy bolt rifle to be stronger than the Melta in close range. I'd love that. Let's do that. Yeah, it's minor, but look at the fit going on today over removal of nerfs. People are already acting like the game is destroyed because the tether got removed. The buff bolter weapons, if they buff bolter weapons too much, the collective pearl clutching would cause the never happy community to stroke out. Oh my god. I was kind of saying the same thing, to be honest. Again, there are definitely some nice adjustments for the bolters, and there definitely could be more nice adjustments, but they just have to be tiny adjustments. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, ultimately there are definitely a group of in every gaming space, there's a group of people who just won't be happy. So it is what it is. I think until they get test servers up and going, you'll see slight buffs like this. They have to be cautious and gather data because not all bolt weapons are going to suffer equally. Yeah, no, he's right. Not all bolt weapons need like insane buffs. The Stalker borderline doesn't even need another buff. It arguably didn't even need one yet. The Carbine obviously is struggling. Why does everyone love the Stalker? I'm going to bring the Stalker out in PvE just so I know what other people are looking at, because to me, the Stalker feels slow. I think this is the right approach for now. I think especially as difficulty was adjusted, it's better to wait it out for a bit. I mean, that's fair. I can't wait for the test servers. The test servers are going to be really fun. No, you're right. Bolters need another slight damage buff, maybe 5%, but more importantly, they all need a stagger buildup added. Yeah, I think there needs to be more features for certain bolt weapons rather than the damage buff. But, I mean, 5% isn't too crazy anyway. You're going to get another guy writing a post about how 5% is, like, terrible buff. And it's meaningless. Emptying 50 rounds into a Matrix enemy only to emptying 50 rounds into a Matrix only to have it saunter gingerly around is just silly. Stagger. I don't know, does Melta stagger? I never really noticed staggered outside of like melee attacks or something. That's interesting. Firing on a target should just about near stun lock it after a few seconds. I guess. I mean, that does sound pretty strong. Like the heavy bolt rifle would be really strong with that. But I'll tell you what, that is definitely the type of buff that I would expect. You know, if you just need a little bit of extra damage, something like that is perfect. That's actually a pretty good idea. I hope Saber just takes baby steps in the right directions to avoid overbuffs and won't stop at this because, yeah, while that's a neat little buff, bolters are still not quite there. I guess. I don't know. It's a shame that people aren't having fun with the bolters. I super enjoy the heavy bolter rifle, so to me, any sort of buff I was kind of happy with. And then, again, if you just focus targets, you don't really, you know, it becomes a much better weapon. But yeah, if you're just trying to, like, 1v1, it's kind of crazy. Some of those majors could just block it, too. So, like, that part's kind of funny to me. But, you know, the game's still really, really fun, man. Oh, man, I was playing so much Operations yesterday. It's just, Operations, it's rough because there was a time where I had somebody on my team who I thought was level 25, but they were actually level 1. And it showed. I had no idea why we were dying so much. But, you know what, that struggle in Operations is definitely unique, and I still like it. I still like the grind. I just got my first relic weapon, and I'm still, like, doing Ruthless and Substantial, so, I don't know. The weapon balance is definitely something that can be tweaked, but it's not anything that is holding us back. Like, I'll tell you that much. But cool. Honestly, there were some great notes here.